ever be apart.
Yesterday.
You have to keep reminding yourself of what he did to you, even after the bruises fade.
He's still my husband.
Marcy, he's dangerous.
If you don't post bail, we can at least keep him locked up until the trial and keep you safe.
I couldn't stand to see him in there. You don't know what it was like for me. He was crying like a baby.
He's done that before.
I know, but this is different. He swears he'll never lay a hand on me again. He swears it.
And you believe him?
If there's nothing else, I'd like to go now.
What'd you expect? For her to come around just because we gave her a good talking to? Yeah.
Call for Miss Chandler on 7.
Why don't you take it here? I need some coffee.
Catherine Chandler.
Oh, it's great to hear your voice, stranger.
Jenny? Is that really Jenny Aronson? World record holder for unreturned phone calls?
Don't forget unrequited love.
That's not what I hear. How are you? What's up?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm great, actually. I got a phone call about 5 minutes ago from Stephen Bass. He's in town. He's trying to reach you, and I gave him your home number, and it occurred to me about a second later that I probably shouldn't have. He is so insistent. Kathy?
Yeah, I'm here.
You don't have to call him back. You don't owe him anything.
Did he say where he's staying?
Yeah, he's at the Huntington. If you want, we can talk about it over lunch.
No, I don't. Not yet, anyway.
Hi, Kath, it's Arlene. We're having a dinner party this Saturday. No big deal, just a few people. Gary's attempting his famous lasagna Florentine. So give a call. We would love to see you.
This is Glenn Martinez. I have a scheduling conflict regarding tomorrow morning's deposition with my client. Call me at home ASAP. 555-3483.
Hey, Kathy. I'm not in the habit of leaving long messages on answering machines, but I figured maybe it's the best way to reach you, all things considered. You know, without putting you on the spot, which, believe me, is the last thing I want to do. In case you're wondering, I got your number from Jenny Aronson, but don't be too hard on her. I said it was important, and it is. It's been a long time, Kath. What happened between us... This is absurd. I promised myself I wasn't going to get into that, so I won't. Anyway, I'm talking to a machine and I can't press the rewind button from here. I guess I really just wanted to touch base with you. There's something we need to talk about. Something important. I don't think that's too unreasonable a request, do you? I'm staying at the Huntington.
Give me a reason. I need a reason.
You know the reasons.
I am too possessive. I don't let you be you. What is that supposed to mean? How was I supposed to act? Like I didn't care? Like I didn't have an opinion?
I don't want to argue with you right now.
You fell in love with me because I was strong, because I had my own ideas, because I knew what I wanted. And now you hold that against me.
Read the one about Kubla Khan.
All right. But then it's time for bed. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan stately pleasure dome decree, where Alf, the sacred river, ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground with walls and towers were girdled round. And there were gardens, bright with sinuous rills. Where blossomed many an incense-bearing tree. And here were forests ancient as the hills.
Vincent, are you all right?
And here were forests, ancient as the hill.
Stephen?
Yeah, it's me.
Hi.
Hi.
Come in.
Thanks for seeing me.
5 years. Long time.
Yeah. Well, it's not that long, but...
Take your coat.
Oh. Thanks. Place sure beats the old walk-up in Soho.
I don't know. Sort of had something you don't get 18 stories above street level.
Yeah, a lot of noise.
Can I get you a drink or something?
This is crazy. I'm feeling stiff and polite. You know I'm neither of those things. Think we can avoid dancing around here like a couple of strangers?
We are strangers.
Yeah, I guess we are. Well, you're 18 floors up. Do you have a view?
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind? Well, since we're total strangers, how about filling me in?
In 100 words or less.
I have time. Is there someone?
Yes.
Do you love him? I'm glad for you, Kat. I really am.
What about you?
Oh, modern love's too tough a nut for me to crack. Besides, the last 5 years haven't exactly been the best years of my life.
I heard about your parents. I'm sorry.
How'd you find out?
Jenny.
Did she tell you that I killed them?
What?
Oh, I was behind the wheel when the car crashed. Drunk, as usual. The court sentenced me to 6 months in jail. One terrible thing happening after another. It's taken me the last 5 years to get my life back together. And then...
What is it, Stephen?
Yeah. Well, it seems that I got this thing in my head. Kind of brain tumor. Degenerative and about as terminal as they get. Can you believe it? Me and Job, right?
God, Stephen.
Well, they give me 6 months, more or less. And they say that I'll be fairly normal for most of that time. That's why I'm here, Kath. You know, after the anger and denial and all that passed, I did a lot of thinking. Took an inventory of my life. And I realized that I hadn't picked up a lot of friends along the way. In fact, there was no one. You're really the most important person in my life. All I'm asking is that you see me from time to time. No demands. Just friendship.
I feel so light. Like I could just lift off and float. Right up to the tops of those trees. I'm so happy.
Do you know how much I love you?
How much?
Do you want me to show you or tell you?
Show me. We have so much to look forward to.
I think I have what you're looking for. 18-karat solid gold.
Yes.
Quite expensive, I'm afraid. Just over $3,000.
What was that?
It's $3,000, sir.
It's perfect.
Thank you, Mr. Bass.
Taxi! Taxi! You give me a lift? Can't help you, buddy.
Take it easy. I'm not putting up a fight.
Good, man.
You want money?
What do you think? Check it out.
Jeez, man! Look at all this! Woo!
I just like the ID, if you don't mind.
You hear that, man? He'd like his ID. Oh. Yeah? Well, I'd like this watch. Here, man, why don't you let me hold that for you, man?
Hey!
Tell me, what's in here?
There's nothing that would interest you.
No? No, huh? Huh?
Come on, there's nothing in there.
Shut up!
Come on now, there's nothing. There is nothing.
I said shut your mouth!
I don't know. We have so much history together. It's hard to know what I'm really feeling.
You loved this man once?
Once. And I still feel an obligation for him. I don't know why. Because of his illness, maybe. And because of the intimacy we once had.
I understand.
We were happy for a while. Life seemed so simple then. What is it?
I don't know.
There was such fear in your face. I've never seen that before.
Are you afraid, Catherine?
Of what?
This man coming back into your life?
Is that what you're sensing?
Perhaps.
I don't think afraid is the right word. Curious, maybe, about the road not taken, what my life would have held. And guilty, because I know I hurt him.
When was the last time you saw him?
5 years ago. It was after I'd broken off the engagement. He just wouldn't accept it at first. And we were arguing as usual. It was no different from our other arguments, but for some reason, that day, he believed me. And I never saw him again. Until now.
I think you'll appreciate my urgent telephone call, Mr. Bass. This just came on the market today, and believe me, it won't last long.
Mrs. Thompson, I'm going to say something that's very strange. I've never been here in my life, but I somehow recognize it.
Well, that's not strange at all. I've heard that from buyers for 20 years. Come on inside.
It's beautiful. You've gauged my taste very well.
Come on, I'll show you the grounds. Well?
I want it. How soon can you draw up the papers?
How soon do you need them?
I can have a bank draft for the full amount tomorrow morning.
You sure you don't want to take a day or two to think about it? I mean, I don't want to rush you into anything.
I've thought about it. I want it.
You'll probably have to sign a few waivers in lieu of the usual inspections, but I can assure you there's absolutely nothing wrong with this property.
I can see that. It's perfect. Just perfect.
Irrational. I can't explain it.
Well, why don't you try, Vincent?
A powerful image. A foreboding. Every time I think of her.
Foreboding? You mean some manifestation of the empathy you share?
No, this is different.
Look, Vincent, I remember the last time a man came into her life.
Please, Father. These feelings are real.
I'm not disputing the feelings themselves. Only the source of the feelings.
You think I am the source?
I can understand that. This man is someone with whom Catherine shared the dreams of a life together. A life, unfortunately, you and she could never have.
It doesn't explain the vision. The threat.
The threat to her? Or the threat to you, Vincent?
I hadn't thought of Professor Lubin for years.
I mean, the old guy was certifiably nuts. Do you remember the time he repeated the same lecture word for word?
You slept through it twice.
Well, civil procedure will put anybody to sleep.
Your memory is incredible.
Yeah. Not incredible enough to get me through law school.
Enough to remind me of how much I've forgotten.
Well, maybe it's better to forget and smile than to remember and be sad.
Stephen, I'm not bitter about our relationship. It was a very important part of my life. I've always thought of it that way. I did a lot of growing.
You certainly outgrew me. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm not perfect. Where'd you get that?
Long story.
You know, I actually think scars are beautiful. They're kind of like a map to a person's past. Proof that even the worst wounds heal. I have scars too, you just can't see them.
I love you. No one will ever love you like I do.
It's too late, Stephen. I'm sorry, but it is.
I am standing here and you're burning me to the ground.
I think I better go.
Listen, the Met is doing Tosca tomorrow night. I know it used to be one of your favorite operas.
Yeah, it still is.
Why don't we go then? I mean, if you're free.
I'm free. I'd love to.
Good. Excuse me?
May I help you?
I'm looking for Mr. Prescott.
Mr. Prescott's not in today. He's sick, I'm afraid. Can I help you?
Yes, I ordered an antique stove from him last week. I called this morning. It was supposed to have arrived.
You must be Mr. Bass.
Yes, that's me.
Come right this way. It came in last night, actually. There she is. Just a beautiful piece, don't you think? We can deliver it right away.
This is not the stove I ordered. I specifically ordered a red stove.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I called this morning and was told that a red stove was waiting.
There's nothing here in the invoice.
Don't give a damn about the invoice.
Mr. Bass.
I paid for this in advance.
I know you did.
Don't play games with me. I need that stove, and I need it tomorrow. Everything depends on it. Can you understand that?
I'll call Mr. Prescott right away.
You do that.
Kathy, we have to talk.
Can't. I'm late for a case status meeting with Moreno.
Well, you may want to put that on hold for a minute. I got some bad news. Marcy O'Neill's in jail.
What?
She stabbed her husband last night. She's been asking for you, so I figured you'd want to know.
How is he?
Intensive care and Presbyterian. 50-50 last I heard.
Where's Marcy?
Riverdale Tombs. Go ahead. I'll fill Moreno in.
Thanks. I'm sorry, Marcy. I'm sorry it got to this point.
I don't know what to do, Miss Chandler. I'm so afraid.
You'll get help. Someone from the public defender's office will be assigned to you.
Will I go to prison?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That may depend on whether or not your husband lives.
Wasn't like I was thinking when it happened. He was hitting me because there was no reason. He was just beating me. I begged him, but he wouldn't stop, and the knife was on the counter, and he just kept on, and I felt like I was drowning. And I was reaching for air, and he didn't even wait until the old bruises were gone. Oh, God, I'm so afraid.
Hello?
Stephen,
Good afternoon.
for someone somewhere, I'm sure it is.
How bad can things get by lunch?
Bad. Oh, I'm feeling just a little stressed.
Well, I'm sorry I have to add to your bad day, but I have to back out of tonight.
Oh, why?
No, I'm not feeling too well, and when I get this way, I have to take it easy. But the tickets are paid for. There's
no point wasting them. Why don't you take somebody else?
Oh, I tell you, the kind of day I'm having, I wouldn't be much of an audience. I could drop by the hotel, though, on my way home.
You sure you want to keep company with a convalescent?
I can't give you an exact time.
Well, that's okay. I'm not going anywhere.
You need me to bring you anything?
No. Just yourself will be great.
Okay. See you later.
I don't understand.
I'm not certain myself. I have nothing more than a feeling, an image that evaporates whenever I try to touch it.
Are you sure this even has anything to do with me?
You provoke the image, the thought of you. Even your name brings it to my eyes.
What do you expect me to do? I've told you what I'm thinking. You already feel everything I feel. And now you say I'm in danger. Only you can't tell me from whom or why.
Because I don't know myself.
Is this fair of you? You know I value your words above all others.
Catherine, I fear for you.
And I am supposed to take that fear up into the world and live with it? Tonight when I see Stephen?
Don't go.
He is my friend, Vincent, and I care about him. He's dying, and at the very least, I owe him my trust.
Catherine.
He's dying, Vincent, and I'm all he has.
You know, actually, it was my own darn fault. I forgot to take my medication.
Is there anything I can do for you?
No. Actually, I'm much better. But let's not talk about it. Why don't you tell me about your lousy day?
I don't know. So many of the people I deal with on a daily basis. Just crying out for help and so unable to accept it.
I guess it's just hard for you to understand that dynamic.
Yeah, it is.
When I was in India last year, I saw a level of squalor that I couldn't believe still existed in the world. And the only way I could accept it was to realize that humanity exists on completely different levels. Hunger means something very different in Calcutta, or even 20 blocks north of here.
Yeah. Listen, I can't stay long.
That's okay.
I've got at least 2 hours of paperwork that has to be finished tonight.
I think maybe you work too hard.
Sometimes. Maybe I do.
And I also think that you could use a change of scenery.
You're telling me.
Kath, something very exciting is happening. I'm thinking of buying a house.
Really? Where?
New Rochelle. It's a beautiful area. It's only about a half hour from the city.
Great.
Will you come see it with me?
When?
Tomorrow.
Oh, no way. This whole week is impossible for me.
Well, Saturday then.
Oh, Stephen, I would love to. I've just got so much to do.
It won't take long. Just a couple of hours.
Okay.
Terrific.
I gotta run. But I'll let you know about Saturday. Feel better?
Thanks.
much to look forward to. I can just see it. We'll have a house in a clearing, just like this.
Yeah, a little country estate.
And the kitchen will have one of those red pot-bellied stoves.
It'll be perfect. Just perfect.
Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, it looks lovely.
It gets better. Much better. Before we go inside, I want to show you something. This is what really sold me on it.
It sounds like you've already decided.
I bought it. I wanted to surprise you.
You're kidding. Well, I am surprised.
Right here. Do you recognize it?
Recognize what?
The whole thing.
No? Should I?
Come on. You'll see. I've been working day and night getting the place ready. There's a complete sense of privacy. Behind, it's all woods. It's like there's no one around for 100 miles.
It's beautiful.
I haven't gotten started in here yet, but otherwise it's pretty livable. Do you remember talking about the red stove?
What red stove?
Is it what you wanted?
What I wanted?
I mean, what you had in mind when you were describing it.
Stephen, what are you talking about?
You're not getting it. Come on. I've saved the best for last. Come on, come on.
Oh,
Well?
it's so big.
Kath, you remember how I used to like buying you things? Even clothes? I got pretty good at it, I thought. Everything in the right style and the right size. Take a look. You won't have to go back and pack a thing.
Stephen, I can't stay here with you. I want you to take me home.
Why? If you need anything, I'll send for it. I really want you to try this one on. Kath, it'll look beautiful on you. I promise.
Stephen, you're making me very uncomfortable. Please, take me home.
But Kath, you are home.
I'll be waiting outside in the car.
Oh, Kath. You're not being reasonable, Catherine.
Stephen, you're scaring me.
Why did you run? Why? I didn't want this to happen. I tried to make things nice for you. Something like it was before. Why can't it be like it was before?
It's over.
It's over.
Have you seen him?
They wouldn't let me. Don't be ashamed, Vincent. You only did what you had to do.
I know that.
I was the one who was unfair. I just thought that you were feeling betrayed. I forgot for a moment how you trust me. I should have trusted you. How did you know?
I know. Because somehow, somewhere deep inside you, you must have known.
We'll never, ever be apart.
Standby passengers on Flight 102, please report to the worldwide ticket counter.
What's an Aussie doing in Kenya?
Runs Fado safaris. hunts for a decent mug of beer in his spare time.
Purpose of visit, Mr. Sanders?
Tourism. Still looking for that mug of beer.
Good luck.
So the PD motions for a dismissal. And we hear this loud voice from the bench, motion granted. No one's more startled than the judge, of course, because he hasn't heard a word.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Catherine Chandler, Jeff Radler. Jeff's going to be joining our
Trial division. Oh, so I've been told. Welcome to New York.
Never underestimate the power of the grapevine.
Joe tells me you're as good as they come. And you have an enormous crush on him you're desperately trying to keep secret.
Hey, wait a minute. I didn't say that.
I finally managed to get it under control.
I think I'm being framed.
So, Joe tells me we're going to be working together.
Jeff's taking over the Erringer appeal.
Erringer, are you familiar with the case?
No, not yet.
Joe, what is this? That brief is due on Friday.
Which is why I want you to work with him on it. Go over the file, Kathy. Look, the subject's not open for debate. Just do it.
I brought the Erringer transcripts. Sorry if I got a little hot. This one means a lot to me.
Well, Joe told me he had to interview all the victims. Sit down. Tell me about it. I need to know.
Well, it broke my heart. All those little girls. The youngest one was only 4. It's hard to believe that anyone can be that vile until you have to sit with the children and listen to them tell their stories. When we put Erringer away, that was the moment that I knew I belonged here. And if his conviction is overturned, I don't know what I'll do.
It won't be. We'll make sure of it, you and me, together. But I can't do it without your help.
You got it. Anything you need.
I'll take these back to the hotel tonight and look them over. In the meantime, it would be really helpful if you could just give me a brief summary of the issues involved.
The first issue is the admissibility of the videotape testimony. They also claim that the judge erred in his instructions to the jury.
Holloway's notes on Erringer. Would you drop these off on your way home? Radler's Hotel's just a few blocks from you.
Just when I thought I'd made a clean getaway.
Holloway's notes. They're incomplete, but they still might be useful. What is all this? Looks like you made off with half the law library.
Just going over a few possible precedents for the videotape issue.
There's an appellate case in the 19th Circuit that's right on point. You might want to have a look at that.
You must be mistaken. There is no 19th Circuit. These will prove very useful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell me.
There's a new man in our office, a trial attorney named Jeff Radler. Does that mean anything to you? Well, I think he knows about your world. I followed him across the park, and he went to the drainage tunnel and straight to the secret door. And he uncovered a name there, your name. Someone had scratched it on the tunnel wall.
I'd almost forgotten. I'm the one that wrote that name there, Catherine. I was only a boy. It was the sort of thing that boys do.
He was looking for your name, Vincent. He ran to the tunnel all the way across the park from the carousel.
Carousel? This man, what did he look like?
He's in his 30s, I guess. Tall, dark hair, dark eyes. And he has 3 deep scars on his left cheek. Who is he, Vincent?
Not now. Not until I'm certain.
I'm sorry, I'm running late. I have to go see a man about an apartment.
How's it going?
Everything's under control. I'll see you tomorrow.
What's this?
You tell me.
The Erringer case. Which, Jeff got one of the interns roughing out his brief?
No. That's his own work.
So his first draft's a little rough. He threw it in the trash, didn't he? Maybe that's where it should have stayed. Come on, Kathy, give him a break. He's probably just feeling pressure. If I will get you 10, he's just nervous.
He's nervous, all right.
Hey, what's going on in there?
Devin.
No one's called me that for 20 years. Oh, God. Vincent.
We thought you were
Dead? Well, you know what Mark Twain said. The reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
We searched for you for weeks, months. Father was afraid you were lost in the maze.
I didn't want to hurt anyone. I just had to get out. "20 years is a long time. I wasn't even sure anybody would be home. I'll tell you, there's been a few dark nights. I thought I imagined the whole thing. The tunnels and the old man. You. Especially you. So what are you doing here, anyway? It's like you knew I was going to be here.
Catherine saw you last night at the carousel and followed you here.
Catherine? You mean Chandler from the DA's office? small world. So you have a helper in the DA's office.
Catherine is more than a helper.
Things change, I guess. So, the old man. Is he...
Mother is well. Let me take you to him.
I don't think that would be such a good idea. The old man and I never got along too well, you know that. After I left, I never set foot in New York again. I think I was scared he'd know if I did. Come drag me back down again.
Well, you're here now.
So I am. I've been having these dreams lately about the tunnels. Weird, isn't it? I've been to Casablanca, the Himalayas, Paris, all over the world, everywhere south of Oz and north of Shangri-La. And I dream about a hole in the ground.
It's not so weird. When that hole in the ground is home.
Ah, Vincent, there you are. Pascal said you had gone above, so we weren't expecting you.
Devin. You've changed. It's been so long. We thought, you know, after all these years and never a word, never a hint as to whether you were alive or dead.
Well, you're not exactly listed in the phone book.
No, but you knew the names of our helpers. I mean, they could have got a letter to me. That'd have cost you so much. Have you any idea of the pain and the grief you have caused? Father, it was so sudden. Such a shock.
I'm sorry if I've upset you by not being dead.
Devin, please. You know, there is so much I want to say. So many questions I'd like to. I just don't know where to begin.
How about it's nice to see you, Devin? Or we missed you. Those would have been nice places to begin.
We have missed you. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. Hell, I'm sorry. This isn't easy. Maybe we could just start over?
Yes. Yes, Devin, I'd like that. Well, now. Come on, tell us where you've been, what you've done.
Well, I'm currently an attorney with the DA's office. Rubbing elbows, as it turns out, with Vincent's friend.
An attorney, eh? Well, that's a considerable achievement. But then, Devin, I always knew, even when you were a boy, that once you'd made up your mind to apply yourself, you would do great things. You must have studied very hard.
I'm working on that part. Last month I was in Kenya. Derek Saunders, mate. Pleased to meet you. Ran photo safaris. It was fun. The land is gorgeous and you meet some interesting women. And before that, I was a monk in Tibet. Shaved my head, got in touch with my spiritual side. It was tranquil. Hell, I've been just about everything by now. Respected professor, knife thrower in a carny, decorated soldier, a famous chef, a doctor. I delivered a baby, Father. There were complications. I had to perform a cesarean. I was terrified, but I didn't let it show.
Just a minute. I mean, the procedure you've described is major surgery. Have you had any medical training?
I had some medical books.
Oh, you had some medical books. Well, that's fine, isn't it? You had some medical books. To realize the risks you put this poor woman through, infection, internal hemorrhage, you were completely irresponsible. You're the oldest of the boys. The others all listen. Vincent looks up to you. Now, maybe you don't care what happens to you. But what about him? Supposing he'd been hurt or caught out there. You risked his life. And for what? So that you could have a ride on a merry-go-round? You might have lost that woman or the baby or both.
But I didn't. Which is more than you can say, isn't it? You and all of your medical knowledge couldn't save my mother from dying in childbirth.
Devin.
You too? Fine. Let me care. I told you this was a mistake. I'll find my own way out.
No, Devin. No, please. Devin, come back here. Devin? Please?
That was his pain talking, not his heart.
I did not.
You did so!
I did not. It wasn't me.
Liar, what's so you? It's always you! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
You startled me.
I thought you might come here.
I guess you would. My scars and my old clasp knife. That's all I took with me when I left this place. Gotta have something you can count on, right? The old man? Is he all right?
You and Father were always so hard on each other.
I'm well into my 30s, Vincent. I walked into that chamber and I was 14 again. Maybe it's because of my mother. Because he couldn't save her. Maybe that's why he's been so hard on me all these years. He sees me, and he remembers that failure.
won't come back?
Maybe in another 20 years. That baby I delivered, he's doing fine. Him and his mother both. They named him after me, Vincent. Harvey. That's the name I was going by at the time. So they named the baby Harvey.
Father will not speak of it, although I can sense how troubled he is. And Devin, with all the places he's been, and all the lives he's led, he still seems lost.
Father's right, you know. Your friend is irresponsible. This charade of his may end up putting a monster back on the street to molest little girls.
Devin would never allow that to happen. I know him.
You knew the boy he was many years ago. You don't know the man he's grown into.
I know his heart.
I'm sorry, Vincent. I can't allow this to go on. There's too much at stake.
We were going to build a raft together. Huck and Jim on the Mississippi. I had other friends, others who grew up with me in the tunnels, but Devin was the only one who was irresponsible enough to dream dreams that included me. Years after he left, I would still hear his voice in the whispering gallery, see his face reflected in the mirror pool, and when I would turn, he would be gone. If you expose him, Catherine, he will be gone again.
I'm sorry, Vincent. But I have no choice. Good morning, Jeff. Or should I say Devin?
Doesn't matter. I answer to just about anything. Did Vincent tell you?
I'm not gonna have you arrested. I know what that would do to Vincent and to Father. But I want you off the Erringer case and out of this office.
I appreciate that. You give me the rest of the day to sort this out and figure out what I'm gonna tell Moreno. I'll be out of your life by night.
I can live with that. Tell me one thing.
I'm charming, intelligent, and hardworking, so why? Is that what you want to know? I never figured out what I wanted to be when I grew up.
She will not expose him, but he has agreed to resign.
Yes, well, I suppose it's for the best.
The best? How can you say that?
Not easily, I assure you. Some relationships can only bring us pain, no matter how much we wish otherwise. You love Devin as a brother, I know that. I loved him too. And yet he left both of us for over 20 years without so much as a goodbye.
And last night you made sure he would leave again.
You blame me?
I blame both of you. How could you be so hard on him?
If I was hard on him as a child, it was for his own good. His little escapades endangered not only himself, but all the other children. Especially you. I know what happened that night at the carousel. And I know why it happened.
You don't. You know anything about what happened that night? For as far back as I can remember, you were always harder on Devon than anyone else.
Vincent, please, I swear to you. I've always tried to be fair.
No one knows better than I how hard you tried. And how well you succeeded. You were a father not only to me, but to anyone who needed one. You were always there for more children than I can name, but not for Devon. Why, Father? How could you shut him out when he needed you so?
Oh, dear God, have I really? It was the year after I lost everything. My work, my good name, and the woman I loved. My home. I think I might have frozen to death that winter if it hadn't been for her. Grace. She told me about the tunnels, showed me the way down here. And slowly, I began to live again.
Grace. Was Devon's mother.
She was a good woman. No older than myself. Not an educated woman, but with her own wisdom and a kind heart. One night, she died, giving birth to him. And afterwards, I didn't want to set him apart from the others. Besides, I always intended to tell him later. I had you to consider as well.
Devon is your son.
Hold on.
May I come in? Running away again?
I prefer to think of it as a strategic retreat, one step ahead of the law.
No one's asking you to leave New York.
Why the sudden concern? You didn't seem to be all that worried this morning about my future.
Because I know how much you mean to Vincent, and how much it would hurt him to lose you again.
Vincent. Why does it always come down to Vincent and how I'm gonna hurt him?
Like at the carousel that night when you almost got him killed?
What the hell do you know about the carousel? Why don't you come with me? Maybe it's time you heard what really happened.
What are you doing?
Nothing I haven't done before. This all started with me wanting a knife. Father said no. Knives weren't toys. They were dangerous and someone might get hurt. So I scrounged for bottles. And I saved my nickels. And I bought one anyway. Someone told Father. I thought Vincent had squealed. I found out later it was somebody else. A boy named Mitch. But by then it was too late. Father had already taken away my knife. and I tried to take it out on Vincent. We fought. I lost. Father was angry with me for fighting. So one night, a few days later, we came here. Me and Vincent and a few others. But it was my idea. I pushed them into it, and it worked like a charm.
Come on, Dave, hurry up. I want to get caught. Come on, hurry up. What's taking you so long?
Something went wrong.
Hey, what's going on in there?
Come on, run for it!
Hey, come back here! Come on! Hold it right there now. Don't you worry.
Vincent, come on!
You saved him.
After he saved me,
Did Father ever know what happened?
some of it. I left out the worst parts. Still, Father heard enough.
Risked his life. And for what? So that you could have a ride on a merry-go-round? Maybe you did it deliberately. I mean, was that it? You seem to take a perverse pleasure in defying me and exposing Vincent to danger. Did you want him to get caught? Was that it? Was that your way of getting back at him for your fight?
Yes, I wanted him to get caught. I hate him. He's a little freak and I hate him.
I can't even say he was all wrong. There were times.
But not this time.
Merry-go-rounds are for babies, and if we wanted to go, why don't we just do it when it's open?
Vincent can't go during the day. Vincent's never been on a merry-go-round. Look, are you gonna help or you chicken?